Hello, have you ever wanted to celebrate on Election Day? Well, today I would like to educate you on the pros and cons of Election Day being a national holiday so that you can see the good and the bad that come with it. I chose to inform you on this topic because recently there's been a lot to talk about with the upcoming election. So I spent some time researching it, and the most important point for why people support Election Day being a national holiday is that there would be an increase in voter turnout. And not only would it do that, but it would make voting become a celebration of democracy. In spite of that, people who dislike the idea of Election Day being a national holiday would say that it is a disadvantage towards low income and blue collar workers. And another reason they don't support it is because Americans have to work on national holidays, get the short end of the stick whenever it comes to having kids. Now, given all that information and what you know, let's begin with how Election Day being a national holiday would boost voter turnout and allow more citizens to vote. And yeah, the majority of citizens that are for Election Day being a national holiday believe that if it is done, people will have more time to vote, essentially increasing the voter turnout. Drew DeSilver with the Pew Research Center said in his research article in 2018 that 55% of Americans went out and casted a ballot, while in Belgium, 87% of those citizens went out and casted a ballot because in Belgium, their election day is a national holiday for them. Kinsey Catron, a student at Northern Arizona University, was a full-time student and a full-time worker, and she never got the chance to go out and vote last election because she was too busy working and had too much and couldn't get to the polls in between her classes. This is crucial to the point because many Americans have missed the opportunity to vote due to circumstances like working or going to school. And this leads me to my second point, where many voters agree that Election Day becoming a national holiday would turn voting into a celebration of democracy. And Argent Fund, a professor at Harvard Kennedy School, said the Citizens Day, a Citizens Day would do more than just give our democracy the honor that it deserves, but it would help our democracy work better. And more people would vote if they had more time to cast their ballots. Furthermore, celebrating our democracy publicly would send a message that we value each other's citizenships as much as we value our past and present presidents. All in all, this makes complete sense that Americans might not might not get the chance to go out and vote due to working or school or other circumstances, but yet the day off would still allow for more Americans to get the chance to go to the polls and celebrate our country and our presidents. The two argumental pros and pros that I have just spoken of can be convincing, but we can't avoid the reasons why Election Day shouldn't be a national holiday. Many low-income and blue-collar workers often defend themselves by saying that national holiday would put them at a disadvantage from others, because part-time workers are likely to have multiple jobs, resulting in even less time to vote or have a national holiday and time off. And by federal law, private firms do not actually have to pay their employees on a federal holiday for a paid day off. And Amanda Jones, a manager at a boutique, talked about her perspective on Election Day being a national holiday. She said that she would have to be working in her boutique and not have the day off, while everyone else would be shopping at her place and have the entire day off. This is important to say the least. To think that making Election Day a national holiday would actually enable fewer people to go out and vote. And lastly, Americans that still have to work on national holidays, like firefighters, policemen, and doctors, they have less time to go and vote. But more importantly, they can't take care of their children if they had any. In a study done by CNBC, their research team found that 57% of Americans actually work on national holidays, and firefighters, nurses, police, all of them, they were more likely to not receive the benefit of a paid holiday to vote. In fact, these voters may be more likely to have work on a national holiday. Where they might have had time off previously on a previous Tuesday in November, But additionally, many of these individuals rely on school days as their form of childcare for their children. In addition, the day off of school would prove to be problematic for individuals who might not have other forms of childcare for their children. Now that I've covered both sides of the proposition, I would like to summarize what I've covered. I explained how Election Day being a national holiday would increase voter turnout, and I stated that the national holiday would turn into a celebration of democracy. Third, I showed the contradicting sides of the topic and how blue-collar and low-income workers would be at a disadvantage. And lastly, I talked about how Americans that have to work on national holidays, how it is a struggle for them if they have children. My purpose for this speech was to inform you of the pros and cons of Election Day being a national holiday and the supporting information of both sides of it. As for what I stated earlier, the reason I chose the topic for a speech is because of the things that I've been hearing recently about the election, and I wanted to just dig deeper into that and grow my knowledge in that and to inform you about it. The pros and cons that I offered you today are just a few of many points on the topic of Election Day becoming a national holiday. It is my hope that after my speech today that you feel more confident on the topic and that maybe you know which side you would like, or which side that you would stand by. Thank you.